Success Nation. I'm your host, Gary Ernest. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the blessing within your shortcoming. Sometimes we go through things in life that we wonder why we're going through those things. During the process, we have all kinds of thoughts. Sometimes we have thoughts about checking out, giving up, hurting ourselves, hurting other people. While we are forgetting and we are bypassing the blessing that comes with that shortcoming. I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you. Just stay with me and listen, and you will learn something. It was back in 2008 when my life flipped upside down. I mean, upside down. It was dark. I had no car. I couldn't drive because I couldn't see. I lost everything. I mean, everything. But, despite all those shortcomings, despite losing everything, despite not having a job, not being able to see, it was the most amazing year in my life. That very first year. Because within that situation, I learned people. I learned what it means to deal with people. I learned what it means to have people who will have your back. I understand the power of family. However, the best part of it was the people that I met in the first year. Imagine this. You lost everything. No job. No cars. And I was sitting down eating with queens and kings while translating for former presidents. You see, the reality, the irony of it is this. While I'm going through the problems, while I am in my darkest days, it is also the brightest life for me. It was my darkest time, but it was the brightest for me as well. See, while you are going through all your shortcomings, maybe you cannot pay your bills right now. Maybe you lost your job due to Corona, or whatever the situation may be. I'm telling you this, you're not alone. You can pull through it. You will. Because if you focus alone on the shortcomings, the situation, the hurdles, the pain, you will not be able to see anything else around you. You will not be able to notice the good people and the bad people around you. You will keep doing the same thing, but not having a clue that you are a blessed individual. And however you say it in your culture, whether you say you're blessed or you're gifted, however you say it, understand that within your shortcomings, within the hurdles, the pain, and the suffering, it's your brightest time. Because this is the time for you to see yourself. This is the time for you to reflect on you. Take this time to understand yourself, to look around you. What do you see? What kind of people do you really have around you when you are down? When you hit rock bottom? And what I'm saying to you is, and like I've always said to you, is from life experience. Imagine losing your eyes and people laughing at you because they hate you. Imagine family turning their backs on you when you need them the most. Just imagine all the situations. Just imagine all the scenarios. You know what will come out of this? The best you. Because the only way for you to understand yourself, you have to not have the distraction such as jobs, family, material gain, material possession. Because all those things sometimes, all they are distraction in your life. The other distraction that's slowing you down to see your best self. To get to reach your full potential, you have to have lost everything. And sometimes you could still have the material gains, but you lose yourself. Within the darkest time, your sun will shine. I know right now you are going through a lot right now. You're saying to yourself, man, I don't know how I'm going to do it next month. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills next month. But I'm telling you this. You are not alone. You will pull through it. The dark time we are going through right now in the world, it is also it's the brightest time for the world. It's time for people to understand themselves. It is time for government to be tested. It is time for you to understand what leadership means. You see, when you go into your darkest time, if you focus on the darkness, you won't see the light. Because the only reason you're going through the darkness is because you have become the light. The only reason you are going through any darkness you are going through right now because you have just become the light. In order for me to rise out of my destruction, in order for me to rise out of the pit of darkness, I had to become the light. I'm sitting here talking to you because I have become the light. There's only one way to get out of darkness. Is for you to rise above all odds and become the light itself. Now you become the beacon of hope for yourself. Now you start seeing the truth. I want you to say to yourself today, I was born a light, and I would shine in the face of darkness. And as it is said in the Bible, no weapons formed against me shall prosper. You see, the reality of life is, sometimes the people who are laughing at you because you are going through your shortcomings, they have worse problems than you. Don't worry about them. Don't think about them. Because while they were sitting down and laughing at me, I was going back to school. While they were laughing at me, I was building a business. You see, sometimes you have to hit bottom in order for you to rise. You have to hit rock bottom. You have to hit that ground. You have to fall off that cliff in order for you to learn to fly. Sometimes life has to push you out. Life had to push you in order for you to learn to fly. Life had to turn off all the lights for me to become the light. I remember the first 3 weeks, I cried. I cried in my sleep because I didn't understand what it means to be blind. I didn't understand what it means to live without being able to see anything. I went to the grocery store. This lady walked up to me. This elderly lady walked up to me and said, put her hand on my left shoulder. And she said, son, don't worry if you cannot see the world. Don't worry if you do not have your eyes to see the world. Don't worry about it. The world has become your eyes, and you are the light in their faces. She said to me, son, God has chosen you. Follow the path of God because He has called you. Tears roll down my eyes. Here I am talking to somebody I can't see, but telling me all the good words I wanted to hear at the moment. Then she just walked up and she said, do you need help? I reluctantly said, yes, I do. She helped me. I didn't understand how to ask for help. I didn't understand that when you go to a grocery store, when you're visually impaired or you have any difficulties, all you got to do is go to the customer service and ask for help, and somebody will help you, somebody will assist you. I didn't understand, I didn't know it. She helped me around. I got everything I needed. And she said to me again, remember, you're a son of God. God has called you. Welcome home. I said, thank you, ma'am. She said, you don't need to see the world to speak to the world. She said, have you ever seen God? I smiled. I said, no, ma'am. She said, then, but you can hear His voice sometimes. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, then go out there, talk to the people. And I walked out. It took me about 9 years to understand what she told me. I fell into depression. I stayed thinking and looking back and said, man, how am I going to do this? I can't see anything. I need help, but I'm not going to ask anybody for help. I was angry. I was angry at the world. But you know one thing? Despite how angry I was, I had strength. I was strong enough to go back to school. I was strong enough to study 8 hours a day. I became so focused onto my own life to my own growth. It was just, I became the rocket itself. I excelled at everything that I touched. See, the reality of it is this: when you are born to be who you are, no amount of darkness can kill your shine. It doesn't matter how much people hate you. It doesn't matter how much people talk bad about you. It doesn't matter what they say about you. Understand this. While you're going through your shortcomings, find yourself. If you need help finding yourself, I'm here for you. Because out of the darkness, I had to become the light. In the pit of my darkness, I had to become the light. This was the only way for me to shine again. Doesn't matter what you're going through right now. It may seem like that the world is in a dark place. And I tell you this, people of Earth, I tell you this, America, this is and this will be the brightest day in our lives. Let's shine together. We are the light. Thank you. Remember, like and subscribe. Share the message. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Like and subscribe. Thank you.